Welcome back. Dun, 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 dun. What's happening in the news right now with the coronavirus? People don't want to leave their houses. You know, people don't want to even come to this office because we have a few people that are sick in our office here in Rockwood. So it's like, what's the best way to avoid getting sick? And that would maybe be working from home. We're back in the office. We're back for the Digital Hunter. You know, we're gonna go back periodically to my value-added videos and in-depth analysis, but today we're just gonna feature the office because a lot has changed since the pandemic hit, and now we're finally getting to a point where we're back in the office and being able to have the face-to-face communication again, which is great. But also we've had some changes as well. Industries have been impacted across the board due to the pandemic. Specifically, you have a lot of the dentists, restaurants, travel agencies, all those type of businesses were slammed, and a lot of them have not come back yet, and you know, started using their marketing budgets on social media or anything for that matter. But businesses like e-commerce, home renovations, landscaping, these businesses are thriving right now. A lot of people are spending time at home, you know, pulling out their budgets away from, you know, cruises and travel and investing it into getting kitchen renovations done or a staycation in their backyard. So, you know, the times like these have presented some great opportunities for our business, and now we're actually sharing our office with a landscape company. So we're working really closely with a local landscape company in helping them generate leads from digital marketing. It's a great opportunity for them because now they get to partner with a company like us to generate a lot of those leads for them from Google, from SEO, and from social. Historically, the landscape company was generating all of their leads from referrals. So it's a great opportunity for them. They are slammed, super busy, and it's exciting as an agency like ours to see the, you know, reap the rewards of our work per se, because we can actually see how busy they are on a daily basis. So that's been really cool. So, so you're going to see some new faces in the Digital Hunter over the next few months, and yeah, exciting times ahead. Cool. So make it super cash. Just having a little bite to eat here. So tell us a little bit on how you started CF. So what is CF Landscaping?
Well, it's a landscaping company.
Landscaping company.
Yeah.
And do you know how to landscape?
Fuck knows.
Can you cut your grass?
I barely cut my grass.
Okay.
I actually pay someone to cut my grass.
So you decided to start a landscape company.
Even though I have no experience in landscaping.
But your brother-in-law is a landscaper, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, he was in lines of being a landscaper. Like back in England, he is in construction, but landscaping kind of follows that route. So
Right. Okay.
it was easy for him to get into doing that.
Right. So you basically went ahead and created a site, created a
Yeah.
new company, CF Landscaping, and using SEO,
Yeah.
you were able to get it to rank on Google.
Yeah, and I mean, initially I didn't, like, obviously SEO takes like 6 to 8 months to build that kind of traffic for Google. So the initial thing was using AdWords. So when we first started, like, we had to jump straight into it. We had to get leads into the company. So we were spending like $1,500 a month on AdWords to just generate them leads while I build up that SEO. But over time, what we saw is, so in the first 2 years of CF, before we merged it, the revenue was doubling every year. So it was like 150 grand first year, 300 grand the next year. And then obviously we merged it and we're at 1.2 million revenue right now.
So basically you were just accumulating all these leads
Yep.
at scale,
Yeah.
and then you approached a local landscape company to be like, hey, I'm getting all these leads for you. You're a landscape company generating all your leads off of referrals. Why don't we just shorten that gap or get more leads at scale,
Yeah,
right?
I guess it happened in a bit different ways to that, like with Riverwood. Like Colin actually reached out to me and was like, oh, do you have any, we're a subcontractor, do you have any work that you need to fulfill? We had so many leads, we just couldn't keep up with it. The trouble is that my time could not be spent handling CF in terms of the operation side. Lewis was the only one that could do it. So we started winding the company down in terms of doing the actual work. And then what happened is in September, I started talking to Colin again, who reached out to me like 3 months before that. I was like, hey, why don't we just merge our companies together? I have someone who is actually able, has a team, built that team to build a company and actually make it successful with all the leads coming through. And that's why I feel when we merged our companies, the revenue has just gone straight up, basically.
This sounds like a great podcast episode. I think we need to get you and Colin on an episode of the Merge Marketing Podcast.
Yeah, definitely. The success is basically the SEO. I mean, we get even now 50 to 100 calls a week, and you know the leads coming through is just insane. It's this 2-person job right now.
50 to 100 calls a week.
Yeah.
And you're generating that off of what you've done with SEO?
The majority is SEO with a bit of AdWords on the side, but the SEO is the core reason for that.
So we can essentially pick any single business that we want,
Yeah.
use SEO and generate leads for it.
Yeah, and I realized that 3 years ago, which is why I've started looking into, and I mean, you're starting to do it now. We're looking into getting into businesses because we know the value we add to that business is going to make them money, and if we have a percentage of that business, we're going to, you know, kind of reap the rewards with them.